Hello and welcome to Sport This Morning. I'm Cecilia Morgan.
It's great to have you join us again. I'm Tayo Salam.
All right, this is what the show is looking like this morning. We're starting with this big news coming from Nigeria Football Federation. They've gotten a conditioning coach and also a video analyst for the Super Falcons for them to be able to boost preparations for the World Cup in France.
It's all about being in total shape. It's all about getting totally ready for the FIFA Women's World Cup in France in June. Also on the show this time, we'll be previewing match day 14 of the Nigerian Professional Football League. We get to see quality and exciting matches across all venues.
Absolutely. This weekend is going to be a big one for Nigeria Professional Football League. Also on the program, talking about the NBA. And of course, for the Milwaukee Bucks, for the first time in the history of the franchise, they have clinched the #1 spot in the Eastern Conference.
Fantastic, fantastic achievement for the Milwaukee Bucks, of course, led by the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. They've clinched the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference as well as in the NBA, which means they're going to have home court advantage all through the playoffs with 3 games remaining. Remarkable, remarkable stuff from the Milwaukee Bucks. We're going to start the show with the NBA, obviously. We're not going to talk about the Bucks just yet. Let's get through some of the results of the matches that were played. Actually, just 3 games,
yeah.
in the NBA, which is quite strange because usually it's always
coming to an end.
Exactly.
How many games do you have left?
Exactly, it's always loaded. But just the 3 matches in the NBA early this morning. The matchup between the Cavaliers and the Kings, that one ended 117-104 in favor of Sacramento. Sacramento bouncing back from the 25-point loss to defeat the Cavs quite convincingly. Body Hield was the star of the show, Cecilia.
Yeah, absolutely. This was, well, really coming because if you take a look at Sacramento Kings, they've been better. Cleveland Cavaliers, we know, since LeBron James leaving them and all that, it's not been a good one.
No, not a good season
Just
at all.
Take a look at how many games they've lost now. 60 or more games for the 5th time in their franchise history, and this season hasn't been good at all. 60 games, 19 they've won. When you have a team like that coming into it, and without their power forward, talking about Kevin Love, got a shoulder injury. He missed his 3rd straight contest of the last 3 games that they played and all that. So you wouldn't really expect so much from the Cavs.
It was always going to be a difficult season for the Cavs as soon as LeBron made that decision to leave. So they're going to have to rebuild. Obviously, they're going to be in the lottery. They're going to have to get some really, they're going to have to draft sensibly and get lucky in the draft. They still have some nice pieces in that team, on that roster, that they can work with going forward. I was talking about Body Hield earlier. He made 5 3-pointers, scoring 23 points for Sacramento in that particular victory. De'Aaron Fox also played a prominent role in that particular victory, scoring 16 points and dishing out 10 assists. So fantastic win there for the Sacramento Kings. Let's move on to the matchup between the Warriors and the Lakers. This one is a bit of an anticlimax because when LeBron made that decision to go to LA in the summer, we all thought we were going to see explosive matchups between Warriors and the Lakers. It's not turned out to be so because the Lakers have been underwhelming. They're not going to make the playoffs, and LeBron James has been shut down for the season. So going into the matchup, we all expected the Golden State Warriors to handle business, and that's exactly what they've done, winning 108-90. It was a stroll for the Warriors. They're still chasing the #1 seed. That's in the Western Conference. I don't see how anyone is going to stop them at this time. DeMarcus Cousins was the star of the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Scored 8 of his 21 points in the first 7 minutes of the game. That was just how they started and just blitzed through the game and just ensure that, well, they didn't really need to raise their game for them to, beat the Lakers, because Lakers without LeBron, usually they struggle, and of course they've been struggling this season. And just knowing that some of the big boys were actually on double figures also. Kevin Durant hit 3 3-pointers in the game. You expect that to
15 points in total for Kevin Durant, 8 assists and 6 rebounds as well. So you talked about the big guys not being on top of their game. Steph Curry, for example, had a very, very quiet night. 7 points on 3 of 14 shooting. Not good enough, while his fellow Splash brother, Klay Thompson, didn't fare too good either, okay. But it didn't really matter because they won the game quite convincingly. All these guys are going to show up when the playoffs start, no doubt about it. We're already seeing pictures coming from a game of the night between the front runners for the MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo and Joel Embiid for the 76ers and the Bucks. And this one was very exciting. Cecilia went down to the wire, as the scoreline suggests, 128 to 122 in favor of Milwaukee. And that's how that guy on your screen there was able to help the Bucks clinch the top seed in the Eastern Conference and in the NBA. Giannis Antetokounmpo showing no signs of his ankle injury. That's all.
And I think the Bucks, since they've gotten what they wanted, just home court advantage, they can rest him now. They have 3 more games left. So just rest him for the rest of the season. Or maybe 1 game. They can rest him for 1 game, maybe 2 games. But I think he needs to be rested right now.
Cecilia, I see what you're saying. You're making a lot of sense. But I won't be surprised at all if come the next game, this guy is on the court. His mentality is quite amazing. He said as long as he's fit and there's no injury worries, he's going to play. He's going to play for the Bucks. So I won't be surprised
at
all.
That's right, Uncle. Remember Sunday's game, he actually missed that Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, I remember.
So it shows the same. I'm just thinking you have 3 more games.
Play safe. So just play safe. What's the point? I would do the same as well, too, but I'm just saying, with the kind of mentality Giannis has, I won't be surprised if he insists and tells the coach, I want to play. Fantastic achievements for the Milwaukee Bucks, no doubt about it. When the season started, not too many pundits gave them a chance of winning the East. They've done it now ahead of the likes of Toronto and the Philadelphia 76ers and the Boston Celtics as well. So remarkable stuff. Let's talk about our standout performers of the night now. Surprise, surprise. Definitely Joel Embiid.
Yeah.
I mean, look at those numbers, Cecilia. What is going on?
Yep. That's what happens when you have the Sixers just having one big player to always rely on.
But that's not true, though. They have all the big
Ben
players.
Simmons also, he just had, well, we used to Sterling Brown also was there, DJ Wilson also that. But the big boy and the big star, everyone look forward to.
Look at those numbers, 34, 13 assists and 3 blocks for James.
He was everywhere.
Joel Embiid, take a bow wherever you are. You're amazing basketball. He's still very young, and you're going to go places, no doubt about it. It's a shame he's not going to be at the World Cup because Cameroon didn't make it. Yeah, but still many more World Cups for Joel Embiid to attend. And the next guy on our top performer list is Giannis Antetokounmpo. 45 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 blocks on the night. These are monstrous numbers coming from 2 African players in the NBA. Joel Embiid, Cameroonian, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, Nigerian. Fortunately, he's a Greek freak because he was born over there, but he's clearly Nigerian. His parents Nigerian. He's looking forward to coming to Nigeria sometime soon. And it's remarkable what this guy has done this season. He's still very young as well, too. A lot of games, a lot of NBA games ahead of him. And for me, Cecilia, I won't be surprised if it tips James Harden to the MVP spot, even though it's going to be a very, very, very controversial. No, it won't be controversial.
I think James Harden have actually locked that.
You think so? I don't think so.
Because if you check the numbers he put up, how many times do you get to see a player just having that consecutive, having more than 30 points in a game 18 times consecutively?
We hardly see it. I agree.
I think that's already giving him an edge. You know, all the records he set and broke this season, that is an edge for him. And knowing that he's gotten the support cast in his team also helped. But if you check Giannis for him, he hasn't really gotten that support cast compared to what James has got.
Yeah, but for Giannis, he's not done badly as well, too. I mean, he's got 25 or more points and added 10 rebounds in a game.
You just said 25 or more points. You're talking about someone
I'm not done. I'm not done. Okay. I wasn't done with it. 25 or more points and 10+ rebounds in a game for the 42nd time. Those are incredible numbers. You don't get to see that a lot of the times as well, too. And add to the fact that he's led his team, the Bucks, to the best record in the NBA.
That might be an advantage.
Definitely it's going to count for something. But like I said, Cecilia, if it goes to James Harden, no problems at all. If it goes to Giannis, no problems whatsoever. I think it's going to be between these 2 guys, and someone like Joel Embiid is out of it. Probably come 3rd, while Paul George will probably come 4th when the voting is done.
We can't wait to see that.
Can't wait for it too.
All right.